Amos says, Community Writing Project disclaimer: by participating in this stream and submitting ideas in chat, you agree that your contributions may be included in the book project. All rights to the final published work are held solely by the author, General_Amos. Your username may be credited in the acknowledgements section, but you will not receive royalties or ownership rights. This project is for creative collaboration and community fun.
Yes, we are now here. The disclaimer has been spoken out loud. It's on screen at the moment. Also, this is about there. I think it's good. Like, that was way too loud. I could not hear myself think. Is this right? Yes, it is this. Also, I have deemed it hot chocolate time. Why is it? The bottom looks black on camera. It's not that black, I promise you. No. Prologue outline, I think is what I was thinking. It's like events that happen in the prologue. Maybe. I don't know. This is subject to change. Everything is. My ideas, things I like are final. Your ideas are suggestions. But what I like is what will be staying. If I feel like something's not working, I will change it myself, and I will probably be writing the bulk. Because I did have this question asked. The bulk of the writing, like chapter by chapter thing. Copyright immediately because I'm putting a pen to paper, and publishing these streams. Copyright's already mine on this. I did some research. So, because these are being streamed live, I have the evidence of when I thought of them. But when you guys threw them at me, and then disclaimers everywhere saying, yep, you're okay with the idea of being in this book. Also, I did have my own ideas. I threw it in. Is there anything else we needed to discuss before getting started? I missed last week, and then I don't remember what week this is. I'll probably start writing the end off stream and then working backwards. I think that's what will happen. It's like if something big and exciting happens, you guys won't know. Like if I thought of a unique tweet, it's gonna be written. No one will know until they read it. Exciting for even the people who helped write it. Brilliant, I think. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know where my stand for the green screen is, but I could stand to actually start using my green screen for these. But I don't know where the stand for it is. At the moment you just got big window. Oh, there's a pillow on my chair. I recently bought a new pillow and haven't used it. Mine's getting old. It's like it's not even a pillow anymore. It's more of a flat thing. It's like I get more of a pillow. by taking the pillowcase off of it and just crunching it up. That's not why I got the thing. But it's why I kept it instead of. Anyways. Yeah, I know it's a good distract because I'm gonna like move and then it's on the webcam now. Text-to-speech is on. I've already used it.
Arcane Duke 922 says, what is on the agenda today?
The agenda today is I think it looks like outlining the prologue because I think we write that first and then as I just got done describing, I'm going to start working backwards while this moves forward.
Arcane Duke 922 says, taking over the world.
Yes. So I feel like every time I've done a writing thing, I've always started at the end and worked backwards. The exception to this is actually the most recent D&D campaign I've written, where I started at the idea of the opening scene, and I love the opening scene too much to throw out. So the entire rest of the campaign is just based off of, I like this opening. So, do we... that's not how you spell open. How... I don't know how I spelled unexplained so.
Arcane Duke 922 says, can you turn the music down just a bit?
Is it still loud? I've been like, because when I started it was way too loud. I couldn't even hear myself think. Oh wow, it's different here. Okay, I see the problem. I definitely see the problem. Does that mean if I switch to they're going to be sent to the void real quick? Yeah, okay, that is different. I'm going to need to keep that in mind for D&D. This actually might be a problem. I'll worry about that later. I'll fix that after stream. I was gonna say I can stream longer today because I don't work again until Saturday. Right? I'm double checking. No, I was not called in, so therefore I do not work again until Saturday. And then from Saturday I don't go into the actual job until Saturday. I still have this small Twitch thing where I make effectively AdSense alone is what I calculate because I don't, bits are more like tips. Anyways, I'm distracted. Oh, nope, that's text-to-speech app that I cannot interact with. I can just see when things go wrong. Open unexplained chaos on Earth. I feel like we need more of a then 2 would be like a Moving on an unnamed individual to the family. Um, Something like that, maybe. Oh, also I did add because voice mod kind of wouldn't shut up until I did. Um, you guys 500 bits. It's expensive because I don't really want you guys doing it. But if you feel like it's worth 500 bits, Batman experts will most likely want to do this. It does change. It does change my voice changer. It's there if anybody wants to spend the 500 bits. I don't think it's worth that much. But voice mod wouldn't let me say no for an answer, so I'm like, fine. Because every time I opened it, it would connect your Twitch, connect your Twitch, connect your Twitch, and I'm like, no. And then it would crash, and I had to reopen it, and I'm like, somehow that fixed the issue. So, it's there. Don't don't use it. I don't know. It's more distracting than it is. I mean, it is view interaction for 500 bits. You are getting something for your bits, I guess. Oh no, is my glass leaking? Or is it? I don't know. If I knew how to spell, I'd probably be very fast at typing. My fingers can really move. My brain, when it comes to spelling, no. Not at all. Street is spelled like that. Okay, okay. I'm just gonna remove. I set up a thing and I'm not even using it, so I'm just gonna remove that. So, open on Expert Chaos, and then the individual gets infected. Move to fighting on the street, because I'm imagining some of them are big monster, some of them are small parasite. Oh no, I don't know. We haven't just said, hold on. I'm going to need to... We haven't fully gone into how they switch and how easily they can from one to the other. I think once they switch to big monster, they are stuck big monster. I'm like... Oh, I do technically have a costume for Press asteroid session if we actually do that on Halloween. It's actually like right next to me too. Did I message him? Nope, I did not. Okay, I still have... And... See what I mean? I'm gonna do that. I need adult supervision. My computer's actually melting. Hold on.
Arcane Duke 922 says, where in the timeline was this again?
Where in the timeline? I can pull that up. Because this looks like the invasion of Earth. Hold on. Do we want to do the invasion of Earth as the prologue or the invasion of Mars? Earth gets us introduced to Max sooner than anything. But if we did it like Mars first, we could do... Dome 2. 21... May 21, whatever the number is. And then
Arcane Duke 922 says, if you start with Max then go to Mars to explain the parasite origins.
we could, yes, that is thing. Go with the, hold on. If we start with, because both of these are two different events in the timeline. I'm gonna open documents, where is it? Hold on, I've lost the document apparently. File. Open. OBS is currently showing the one. It's showing this one. Timeline. Oh, it's Dome 3, not Dome 2. No, 3 lost oxygen. So yes, we could have it take place in 2. In which case it would be 2152. 2151. Otherwise it is... Studies happened... Hive finds out about Earth... Hold on, if we started with the invasion of Earth as a whole, this would actually be on the Atlantic and Max would have nothing to do with it. So, is this more it coming into his hometown then? Because we could start with them landing in the Atlantic. So instead of being, oops, Mars invasion. $21, $22, $21.60. I call it the skirmish in the timeline. Atlantic. Oh shoot, the computer's doing the thing again.
Arcane Duke 922 says, tsunami kills his family on accident maybe. It would spare them from the infection.
So he's coastal. I can live with that. Actually, I feel like that's something that we could. So I'm tempted to leave Max out of the prologue, honestly, and then have like dead family be something teased at and then revealed later when he actually starts to like. So where am I putting chapter 1 information? I almost said hold on. I'm imagining futuristic-ish weapons being used, so parasites resistant to nuclear explosion?
Arcane Duke 922 says, if they land in the ocean we will need to think about how they spread. Also it would be next to impossible to fully get rid of the parasites from the ocean.
I'm imagining they land on the ocean and then start taking over merchant vessels and or
The Dark
Navy
Spartan
boats.
5 says, not with that attitude it ain't.
It's very easy to start being like they start showing up and
The
infecting
Dark Spartan
people.
5 says, also dashcam frozen.
Dashcam. Yeah, I know that it is. It's likely gonna keep doing that too.
Arcane Duke 922 says, Thulu origin story.
Cthulhu origin story. I mean,
The Dark Spartan 5 says, haha yes.
sequel ideas. Sequel ideas. Hold on. Did I put a spot for potential sequel?
The Dark Spartan 5 says, unfortunately we can't call them the Flood.
We've so far just been calling it the oh no. Computer's doing the thing again. That okay. Something's going on with my computer. Let's push this stream out to more people so I can get spots.
Arcane Duke 922 says, I think we are back.
Gosh dang it. Can you guys hearing that, right? My computer's beeping at me. I'm not seeing any signs of the stream being gone, but I have no control over the computer at the moment. Wait, no, I can Alt-Tab. Alt-Tab again. So I can at least do this, but the webcam's going to be gone. I just have an image of myself there.
Arcane Duke 922 says, you look so happy.
You look so happy. I think I was laughing midway through. I just always look like... No, I scare people a lot of the times I found. I didn't think I was that scary, but apparently I am. Like somebody... Tuesday? Looked at me first thing they did. As soon as they saw me, screamed and backed away. I'm not kidding. And I'm like, am I really that ugly? Apparently, yes.
Arcane Duke 922 says, it is the claws.
My hands were in my pocket. I was hiding them. Could be the missing tooth. Except my mouth wasn't open. I wasn't smiling at them like a big toothy grin. I mean, I'm imagining the parasites because they have space travel as well, because they got to Mars in the first place. And have probably also seen human technology at this point. They can work out how to work the boats. I should put... Big monster parasites work out how to use boats. To get to land. I mean, they arrived in a spaceship, and boats are not that difficult to figure out. Just saying. With enough of them poking around and being familiar with space travel, I'm figuring they can figure out how boats work. Hold on, how does... Oh, okay. Actually, no, they'd easily figure out how. Because boat/ship, theoretically, I now am understanding why Star Wars treats
Arcane Duke
their things like a
922
navy.
says, that is going to take some thought. Did all of the parasites jump planets? Is there more than one hive mind?
I mean, all of them. I was imagining all of them came from Pluto, got to Mars, and then all these ones were involved in getting. So at least some of them are familiar enough with spacecraft to figure out how boats work, is my thought.
Arcane Duke 922 says, is Pluto abandoned now?
Yes, there is nothing there now. It's no longer a planet, and they took them years to figure that out. That's not the actual reasoning I'm going to go with, but I do think that's funny keeping that in mind. Out of was the when my computer was doing the thing, it was overheating and it has started melting in a spot. Like, I think it might be time to replace this thing, but I don't have the funds at the moment to replace it because I've been trying to get my car up and running fully without it breaking down, and that's not happening either. So, theoretically, I could use. Hold on. I'd lose my microphone capabilities because I don't have the adapter. But for this specific streaming thing, I could use the MacBook. I think the webcam's back. The webcam's here because, I spend a lot of time thinking, which means I'm not typing, which means there's not much going on screen, so might as well have something going on with me. That's the idea of the webcam for these streams. But that keeps happening. Is the webcam causing that? Hold on. Stops doing it for a while, and then the webcam was turned on again. And then it did it immediately. Hold on, is it the webcam causing? So I do this. And it's gonna immediately? No, it's still good. Okay. I'm gonna put I'm gonna make what was the year for the Mars thing? $51. It was 51. Everyone, 51. Parasites have...
Arcane Duke 922 says, wait. The scientists bring them to Earth, right? Not a spaceship.
That's right. I forgot about that detail. So, option 2 is probably not an option we're going to go with.
Arcane Duke 922 says, they can arrive on Mars on a comet or meteorite.
They could. They could, absolutely could. Synergists. Sometimes I question my own spelling. Hold on, no, I can make... Now I'm gonna... That's double spaced. Why is that double spaced? We don't care about that. Because with the timeline, we do have the Battle of Skirmish for the Atlantic. We could theoretically put that closer to shore. So they have a sea base. A parasites. We don't need the A there. You know what might be fun is if I don't say which opening we go, because all of this is technically going to happen, kind of, but not in this exact way. Definitely not this order. Um, okay, it happened again without the webcam being, so it's not the webcam, it's something else going wrong. This is actually kind of getting frustrating. Because every time that happens, I'm losing control of the mouse.
Arcane Duke 922 says, parasite infected shark.
I like where your head's at. Okay, mouse is back. Did we ever go how these parasites reproduce? So if they reproduce asexually.
Arcane Duke 922 says, we did not discuss that.
Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, my computer screen's also I'm very tempted just to pull up a video. I'm not going to. Budding? Eventually? Fragmentation, actually. Too big.
Arcane Duke 922 says, it might be a good idea to have some kind of mother or egg layer unit. It might be the hive mind and queen all in one. Could be like bee reproduction.
Oh, actually though. That's going in the first document. So if Jeff is among them, the hive mind is among them. He's not infected at this point, I don't think. But when did he get infected?
Arcane Duke 922 says, a problem with having the parasites spread through the ocean and wildlife is you lose the reason for evil scientist experiments.
I was thinking that they were doing experiments on the wildlife. Non-human testing first to switch to human testing later. Once they figure out it doesn't immediately kill you. So the shark was not likely to escape. They will probably escape through a human. Actually, let's put that. Actually, I'm imagining they are offshore somewhere, still on the Atlantic. And then the fight. Nope, the whales. I don't actually mean the whales when I say that, it's
Arcane
just...
Duke 922 says, test subjects are a good idea but it should not be an escape scenario. The spread should be in type of arms race or it becomes a humanity trying to survive against the parasites zombie apocalypse style.
I'm thinking the parasite that infects the shark somehow manages to figure out how to use its parasite ability, and then, oh, this gives us cool abilities. And then that's when they start infecting themselves.
Arcane Duke 922 says, someone should steal the shark to try and replicate it.
Hold on, why is this specifically a shark, though? The sharks are cool, I know that, but... wouldn't there be other better fish to try it on? Nah, sharks are cool. We'll leave it as a shark. Rule of cool is saving the shark from being replaced with something else.
Arcane Duke 922 says, maybe the size of the host is important.
Maybe. Still, what would happen if we say tried to put it in a whale? These things are like worm-sized. I would imagine if they got into a fish, the fish would immediately lose control and probably die really quick. So yes, I would say, now that I'm thinking about it, the bigger the host, the more likely they are to survive more than a day. My computer's like actually melting. Hold on. How is this happening?
Arcane Duke 922 says, no one would be able to justify experiments on a whale. Humans would be tested before whales.
Oh. And you would justify testing on a shark? I mean, people actually are scared of sharks, so they actually probably would test
Arcane
on a
Duke
shark.
922 says, not as endangered.
What type of shark? Nope. I'm putting my foot down. This is going to be great white, because that's what people imagine when they think shark. Because I
Arcane
had
Duke
thought.
922 says, Jaws.
I'm pretty sure Jaws is great white. I don't know because I haven't seen it in a while. Jaws. Jaws is a great white. Yep. I'm looking at the picture.
Arcane Duke 922 says, fish are friends, not food.
Yes, Bruce. Which is funny because they nicknamed the shark in Jaws Bruce too. I think that's why the Finding Nemo shark is named Bruce, is because of Jaws. He was named after the lawyer. The first thing that pops up is Jaws was not a great white, instead he's a baby megalodon. Which I don't know. He looks very much like a great white. He's big for a great white, but he's not like unrealistically big. He's just on the bigger side of what great whites would be. There have been great whites reported to be bigger than him. I'm assuming the shark is male because they nicknamed him Bruce.
Arcane Duke 922 says, imagine how bad infected monkeys would be.
Oh my gosh. Monkeys are bad enough as is. I don't think we're going to infect a monkey. I mean, we could simply say shark and then leave it up to the reader's imagination, which is most likely going to be
Arcane
a
Duke
great
922 says, baboon with attitude and fireballs.
I have a new idea. Some of these ideas may not be used for the book, but they may be used in the D&D campaign coming up. After Strahd. The sharks are cool. What's the temperature? Oh. That may be why it's kind of cold in here. It's not like cold, but it's like... I can put on a sweater, I guess. Sweatshirt, whatever this thing's called. Because I could have the shark being taken also as what got the parasites to the mainland. So we have 4 options. I think option 4, the most recent one, is the one I would go with. This is my decision, but I could be persuaded otherwise. Option 4 kind of includes option 2 in it, to a certain extent. It's just more backstory than just straight up fighting. Or we can combine 4 into like removing aspects and then figuring out more backstory things later. I don't know how you would. That'd be a little bit difficult because the only people who know about this are the military, who's not playing that big of a role in the story. Jeff, who's not likely to villain monologue about this event specifically. And some other scientists that not all of them survived. I guess we could make another scientist character who was here, is regretting his decisions, I guess? Okay. We already have that as a name. I've run out of names.
Arcane Duke 922 says, here is a thought. What is the parasites need the host to be omnivorous or carnivorous to survive as well as being large enough?
So they're feeding. Yeah, okay. So, so like, if you tried to live off of a deer, it wouldn't survive, kind of thing. Okay. We could include that in the lore, so like, if we see it happen, but we don't ever explain it directly. Or, if it is a herbivore, and it tries to eat meat, there's like something weird going on with the deer. This deer is eating what's something that... This deer is killed and eating a chicken. That's weird. It infects a vegan. I keep coming back to this nuking the ocean idea. There's one option left. Nuke 'em. Nuke 'em. I just had hot chocolate. I want more hot chocolate. I shouldn't have more hot chocolate. I want it. I want more. I know I shouldn't. But if I OBS hit that, does that actually work? It does. It doesn't reset that, okay. My my quick new button's working again. My quick switch scenes. Okay, so the Stream Deck is working again after all that fighting. This is just technology issue after technology. Hopefully tomorrow I can, like, I'm gonna probably. I was gonna say I could stream longer. No, now I have to fix the computer after stream, so I'm probably gonna stream the same amount of time. What time do I usually stop? 7? I might stop a little bit before 7. I'm tempted to stop right now because this technology is getting worse as I go.
Arcane Duke 922 says, I think Meat Eater Deer would change the story to an uncontrolled spread. Uncontrolled would be a story about containment. If the governments are trying to develop super soldiers or corporations are trying to profit, then a takeover by the hive mind would be more easily explained.
I was thinking if Idea somehow did. Granted, this could be like a 2-book series. One with the hive mind trying to take over, and then one where it's the fallout after. So, lore reasons, that kind of thing. So I didn't intend for this to be 2 books, but I'm thinking that it could be. The first one is one thing, and then the next one is the second. But I remember this thing for lore reasons. So that could be how the book ends. Because it doesn't fully stop the parasite, it just gets rid of the hive mind bit. So people are still free to think for themselves partially. So effectively all of them become what in the first page is corrupted. I don't know, I think I'm just thinking too many things at once. I think that's what's going on. I'm trying to do too much at once with this. Okay, I have Stream Elements open. Why did I... Oh. If I hit this...
Arcane Duke 922 says, if you need to stop to save your computer, then go ahead.
I might have to. I don't know if I can save the computer, that's the issue. So I might actually have to go and replace the thing soonish. I might have to start taking up some of the sponsorship hold on. I'm gonna start a Twitch poll. This one. This one.
Arcane Duke 922 says, save the file so if it dies you don't lose everything.
I've been saving as we go. One, two, three, four. I've started a poll. I'm curious at some point. What? I do think that all these things are free to download and use. We're gonna go until the poll ends. Hopefully the computer can take it.
Arcane Duke 922 says, have not heard of any of these.
Most of them are mobile games. One of them's a PC game. So at this point, I don't think any of my audience would go for any of them. Because my... Uh-oh. I'm stuck looking at the sponsorships. Okay, here we go. Because as far as I can tell, my audience doesn't really play mobile games. Warpath is the only PC game on that list. And most of my audience plays on PlayStation. So I think I have one member of the audience who I think plays mobile games. This is just people who chat regularly. For the most part, like, I'm an expert, PlayStation. Just plays PC. Doug Spartan, you, PlayStation. When I'm not streaming, I'm doing PlayStation
Arcane Duke
games.
922 says, Warpath or Heroes.
Warpath is the PC one.
Trifecta 9185 says, hi, are you frozen or is my computer frozen?
I'm frozen. My computer's been having issues, so at this point I have a Twitch poll up for which sponsorship option I should take. Because I need to replace this thing so I can actually get better streams. First time chatter, and it's about my technical issues that I'm trying to work out how to fix. At this point, the only way I can fix it, because the computer's actually overheating and melting. Like, I can't even show it because the webcam froze. Maybe I can take a picture and then send it to myself and hope the computer can handle it. Because it's the paint coming off, that the particular layer of paint. Myself. I technically have. I have too many email accounts. This. Download. Image. Yes, it's this. Right here. Oh, no, the computer's died again. Warpath wins. Okay. I will set that up for tomorrow's stream, I guess. Yeah, that's paint melting off the computer because of how hot it's getting. Is bad. So we have the results. I'm gonna end stream and then I guess switch to the MacBook to set that up whilst I let this computer cool.
Arcane 922 says, "See you next time. Hope it works out with your computer."
I mean, if I can get all of my audience to go with that Warpath thingy, and then chances are I'm going to be skipping Shadow of Mordor to do that sponsored stream next Tuesday. So hopefully I can get this thing sorted out enough to play that. This sucks. I hate this thing. The thing is almost 10 years old at this point, though. 7 years old at this point. Got it in 2018. Not bad. Especially because it was built wrong. By the people I bought it from. So, anyways, bye. Stupid computer. I oughta smash this in the bits, you lousy frickin'. Researching. eBay. Okay. Refurbished may be the way to go. Especially because I can just replace the parts when I need them when it's a desktop.